Hey guys, what's up? Back here in another video, this time on Battlerite. So what is Battlerite? Battlerite is a MOBA, similar to League of Legends, Dota, a multiplayer online battle arena, only without the laning, farming, or items. It's purely team fighting in 3v3 and 2v2 game modes. It's been in early access on Steam for a year, and it only just released and went free to play this week. So is Battlerite fun? Oh god, yes. It is some of the best parts of playing MOBAs, like League of Legends, without having to endure the sometimes tedious 10 or more minutes of laning phase, or dragged out 50-minute long games where one team just can't quite close it out. Game times are at most around 15 minutes, and usually average about 8 or 9, which is perfect for people that don't have the time to dedicate to playing a full game of League or Heroes or Dota. So what are some of the pros of Battlerite? Well, there's no laning phase for one. You don't have to sit in lane trying to eke small advantages over the enemy laner by killing minions and hoping the jungle doesn't gank. You don't need to worry about how to impact other lanes. None of that is a worry. So for some people this will be a con, as laning phase is a hugely intricate part of these games. But for people that just want to get right into the combat, the fact that there's no laning phase in Battlerite is great. Another thing is this means there's fast games. It's set up in a best of 3 style, no matter what game type you're playing, 3v3 or 2v2. So the first team to win 3 team fights wins the game. So you're each let out of the starting zone, you go and fight, first team to wipe the enemy team wins the round, you get sent back to the starting zones, and you keep doing it until one team has won 3 times. It's a lot of fun, and it goes pretty quickly because at most a round will take about 3 minutes, and the most there can be is 5 rounds. The combat is really exciting. So Battlerite takes a little more from Dota than League in terms of the inspiration behind the abilities. And they've got more abilities as well. Each hero or champion, whatever you like to call them, has about 6 or 7 abilities. And they also have modifiers on some of their abilities by using the shift bar. So the combat is extremely exciting because of this, and learning your hero, it's not as simple as just, okay, I've got 4 abilities and 2 summoner spells, I'm done. You've got 6 or 7 abilities, then you can modify 2 of the abilities, but you have to use resources to modify them. You've got an ultimate, but you've got to use resources to use it, and you could use those resources but less of them, to spend on other, still impactful but not as powerful as ultimate spells. Because it's 2v2 and 3v3 game modes, there's lots of flashy effects, lots of cool stuff going on. You can always have an impact on the fight no matter what you're playing, and the combat's just a lot of fun. Building off this, it's an easy to learn but difficult to master game. So a lot of the heroes are fairly simple in how they work. Some of them are, in fact, you can pretty much just get by with just auto-attacking, although you will want to at least know what your escapes are. However, because of the amount of abilities, the fact that it's only 3v3, and the diversity of the heroes on the cast, everything that you have to do and take account of makes it so that full mastery is both rewarding and difficult. There's only a little over 20 champions at the moment, which is a pro to people that want to pick up the game because there's no massive learning curve. League of Legends and Dota both have a problem right now where people still want new champions, but for a new player joining those games, there are over 100 champions or heroes in each game, which means you don't just need to learn your hero, you need to learn every other one that you're going to play against, and how to exploit their weaknesses or how to watch out for their strengths. So having only just over 20 champions at the moment means that you can learn the game much more easily. The game is free to play with an unlock system similar to League of Legends, where you can earn resources in-game currency, and use that to unlock various heroes. There's a number of free-to-play heroes every week. I assume every week. There's 7, I want to say, right now that are free to play out of the 20 plus cast. And it's not too expensive to unlock heroes. In my first 2 hours of gameplay the other night, I had enough to unlock one of the lowest tier of priced heroes, and they're all really good. All the heroes are unique in their own ways. They've all got really cool playstyles or looks that you can fall in love with, and just really learn how to use that hero properly. For only $30 as well, so I believe it was $33 Canadian, you can unlock every champion permanently and going forward. So similar to Overwatch, where you buy the game. So You can play free and unlock them all over time, or you can just buy the game for like $33 and get every champion permanently. Similar to Overwatch, you still have loot chests and progression, but it's purely cosmetic. You will not be able to buy things that give you an edge over other players, unless you want to buy all the champions so you can try them out and believe this gives you an edge. It is very similar to Overwatch again in terms of loot chests and progression. You have a character level, and your character level is up. And as you level up, you get loot chests. You also have hero levels, so you can level up your hero's level, and you get rewards for your hero level going up as well. Kind of like League's mastery system, except with actual rewards beyond just flashing your mastery. And they're fairly generous with loot chests. I've gotten probably 30 or 40, haven't bought a single one, and I've only been playing for about a day and a half. And there is a campaign. It's the main focus of the game is on PvP, so if you want a PvE game, sorry, this isn't the game, but there is a campaign that is kind of like an extended tutorial for you to learn and get used to the game with. So those are the pros. There are a few cons, I'll be honest here. High skill cap champions can really destroy you if you get into a bad game. Matchmaking's been really good, so I've played over 100 games so far, and I've only had one game where I can think of a single player that just murdered my entire team pretty much by himself. And that only happened once out of about 100 games. There's lots of people playing now that's gone free to play. The matchmaking's really good. A lot of my games have been really close. Like, you'll have the games where you get 3-0'd or you 3-0 the enemy team, but a lot of my games are 3-1 or even 3-2, where both teams go back and forth. They'll go up 2-0, then we'll come back 2-2, and then it's a one final big team fight that will settle it all, and it's really exciting when that happens. And honestly, the high skill cap champions, pretty much any champion can probably destroy you with a good enough player. People have praised that this game is really well balanced. It's not perfect, of course, but no game is. But the balance is really good. You don't have to worry about picking a champion and someone going, why would you pick them? They're terrible. They're all in a fairly decent spot. And the ones that are strong, the developer has shown that they are willing to nerf when needed and buff when needed. So that's good. And high skill cap champions and high skill cap being relevant is a really good thing for a game, because it means that players that put in the time to learn will be stronger and can show off to players that haven't yet, and players that haven't can put in the time to get there. Plus, you always have, learning about the game, you always have your outs, and the more you learn about the game, the more you'll learn how to not get destroyed like that. I'm confident that if I played against that player now, he would not do anywhere near as well against me. He'd probably still win, but he wouldn't do anywhere near as well against me as he did when he fought me a day ago when I was only about 15 games in. There's only just over 20 champions at the moment, which is it's a pro and a con. It's a pro because, as I've already said, it means there's less to learn. If you're just picking up the game now, you don't want to be overwhelmed with everything that's going on at once, especially if you're new to MOBAs. And only having about 20 champions means you can quickly learn about what each champion does and how to avoid getting destroyed by a single champion, and as well as how to exploit them when they mess up. However, if you have a certain playstyle that you really love, for example, maybe you really love a unique playstyle like, I don't know, Invoker from Dota, or you really love Bard from League of Legends, then if that playstyle isn't in the game yet, you will have to wait for them to release a champion. I believe Bard's kind of a bad example because there is a champion somewhat similar to Bard, at least in looks, in the game. So, luckily, they do have a lot of unique playstyles among the champs already. There's lots of champions that have different playstyles or playstyles that can be similar but in a different direction. For example, there's 8 melee champions right now, and each of them is distinct in their own way. I really like Raygon, which is kind of like the Master Yi or the Genji of the game. He's a guy with a giant two-handed sword and a lot of cool moves and an alpha strike. And playing him, you'd be inclined to think that Shifu, another similar Asian-inspired martial arts, uses a spear, would be similar, but Shifu is actually very different in playstyle. He's got a lot more focus on going in and then using abilities to stay in, whereas Raygon's more about going in and then using abilities to get out once he's dealt the damage he needs to. And finally, one of the last cons is that it can take a decent amount of time to unlock new heroes without buying them. Like I said, though, it isn't too bad. You earn currency at a fairly decent rate. Within about 2 hours, I had enough to buy Raygon. And you get a lot of loot boxes, and you can get heroes from loot boxes. There are legendary drops in this game that are heroes. And don't worry if you buy the game, or well, buy the hero pack. If you get a duplicate hero, you will get tokens for that. And tokens are what you use to buy the cosmetics, similar to Overwatch's gold. So it's not really, you're not going to hurt yourself buying the heroes. You can unlock them anyways if you don't buy them. And you can just slowly save up to get them if you want to. And it's not even that slow, so, win-win. So would I recommend Battlerite? Yes, I would definitely recommend Battlerite. I've spent so many hours playing it just for the last 2 days, and it's a lot of fun. The combat is fast-paced. You get put right into it. It's easy to learn, easy to pick up. There's a wide variety of heroes to try out. You don't have to buy a hero to try them out. You can actually try them in a test zone. And that's how you can really easily figure out which hero you want to go for as you try them in the test zone, or get destroyed by it, try it in the test zone and go, oh, this is actually really fun, let's save up for this guy. Or you could just buy it, like for Overwatch, just pay $30, get all the heroes in the game. Fast-paced game, fast-paced combat. You always feel like you have an impact. If you're not doing well in the game, you'll feel like you're having the wrong impact. But if you are doing well, you can definitely tell you are having an impact. You are the one that is running rampant over the enemies, and you will get the MVPs at the end of each round to prove that you are doing well. It's a fun game. It's pretty much new. It wasn't early access, but because you had to buy it at the time, not as many people played. Now that it's gone free to play on Steam, there are tens of thousands of people playing it. So now is definitely the time to jump in, see if you like it, maybe try it with some friends, do some 3v3s or 2v2s together, and just enjoy the game. If you like MOBAs, you like League of Legends, you like Dota, you like the team fighting, but you don't really want to deal with the laning phase or the 40-minute games, you just want to play for 10 or 15 minutes, this is a great game. And it's a lot of fun, so I'd like to see it stick around. Anyways, guys, that's Battlerite. Hope you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you like it. Thanks.